who are your surprise cuts from that list, Justin?
So, what I found with today is kind of looking back at it after I saw everything, I kind of feel like in previous years when our roster wasn't so solidified, there was a lot more surprise names to me of like people that, the camp darlings that I'd fallen in love with. And I was like, I can't believe this guy's gone. So
Hmm.
for me, the biggest obvious surprise was Jake Hollister. And I initially was thinking like, oh, that's probably just some roster gymnastics. I think he'll be back. I wasn't overly concerned about it. But then I saw they kept Tommy Sweeney. So I was fully expecting them to only keep two tight ends, with having Reggie Gilliam as that, fullback tight end hybrid type of guy.
Hmm.
Typically they keep three tight ends, but I kind of thought that was rounding out the numbers. So seeing Tommy Sweeney stay, I'm not so confident with Hollister coming back, but maybe they want to still keep three traditional tight ends, and we do see him come back after, some of the roster moves are made. And
Hmm.
then the initial list when I saw it, Reed Ferguson like blew my mind. We just signed him to the biggest contract for a long snapper, all that, and then Sal Capaccio reported very shortly after that they're fully intending on re-signing him tomorrow after some of the IR moves are made and whatnot. But outside of that, there wasn't really too much that really surprised or upset me. Anything for you?
Yeah, and just kind of going off of what you laid there, Sal Capaccio also mentioned that Harrison Phillips, Marquez Stevenson, Isaiah McKenzie, Jaquan Johnson, and all could be candidates for IR now that they can return after like 3 games. So that quick swap. All right, you made the team. Guess what? You're back. You're going on IR, so we can clear space for these people that we just cut. We saw that the Bills did this last year with Andre Roberts, and to go off of the tight ends, I really thought it was surprising to see Hollister go because I thought he had a decent camp and he played pretty well, at least in the preseason. So I really thought he was making this team. And originally I had Tommy Sweeney making this team as well, but as the season kind of, or as this camp went along, I noticed the value of Reggie Gilliam, and Brian Dayball said he's got to carve out a role on this offense, and I think he did a decent job of that. So I don't know if maybe they'll put Tommy Sweeney on IR. I know he was injured for a little bit, and he was walking in a boot not too long ago. So maybe something like that could happen where Hollister comes back. I'm not holding my breath, but it could happen.